I had a great experience in business class on SriLankan's A320 from Calcutta to Colombo, with a great crew, comfortable seat, and tasty food. But what about a wide-body aircraft? For my next flight to Malé, I was booked on an A330. Sri Lankan has two configurations currently. The 200 with a very odd 222 older business class, and the new 300s with a 121 reverse herringbone layout. And I lucked out and I got the new A330-300. How was it? It was really great. In fact, the only downside was I only got to enjoy all this luxury for an hour. I had initially paid for an economy ticket, but like on my prior flight, had been on an upgrade. Was an hour flight worth $100? Likely not, but hey, it's a review for this channel. However, unlike the prior flight, my upgrade did not clear 24 hours before the flight. I went to the transit desk to ask, but was cut off by this fine group of upstanding young gentlemen. The agent said that unfortunately she didn't know if I'd cleared or not. My guess is they weren't sure on the equipment, as the different configurations of the A330 have a different number of business class seats. The Colombo airport is pretty Spartan, and there were a lot of folks napping on the floor. It was also very clear that photography wasn't encouraged. Why, I'm not sure, but I engaged my inner secret agent. Yet another reason why I don't care to show my face in these videos. With no initial access to the Sri Lankan lounge, I went to the Lotus Lounge, one of the 2 priority pass lounges. It was fine, the food tasty, and alcohol self-serve, though there was only one type of chair and it wasn't all that comfortable. Roughly 2 hours before scheduled departure, I got the email that my upgrade bid was accepted, and I went back to get my new boarding pass. Additionally, I was handed a lounge pass and I made my way to the Sri Lankan lounge. It was pretty packed, and had a relaxation area, supposedly with massage, showers, and a large food area. Initially, the food seemed identical to that in the Lotus Lounge, but I could see actual chefs were making additional items. Boarding started very early, and security was incredibly tight. No way I was filming the gate area. Business class passengers had a roped off part of the waiting area, and we were handed the Maldives landing card and a fast-track security card that ultimately proved unnecessary. The skies opened up just as we boarded. The interior of the aircraft was beautiful. Look at the overhead colors, though the low light made my GoPro struggle. The seats are nearly identical to what I'd later have on KLM, though there are several important differences. Yes, you lose the cubby, but the power plug is right where you'd want it and not deep in the footwell. The tray swings out and folds over. Like KLM, lack of storage is an issue, as there's only a small area by your legs. On the short flight, there's no amenity kit, though the pillow was very soft and comfortable. The business class cabin was about 70% full, and the very warm and friendly crew wove between boarding passengers with pre-poured apple or orange juice. I should note that as good as this flight was, the service wasn't anything like some of the other reviews I've read. No socks or eye shades were offered. Neither was any alcohol, either on the ground or in the air. I understand that on such a short flight with so many passengers, personal service needs to be streamlined, but just pointing that out. I noticed a few other curious things. There was a card for how to use your cell phone to make calls while in the air. No, not Wi-Fi, actual phone calls. That's a terrible idea, and not just because of the roaming charges. Let me fly in peace, please. The next oddity was a helpful and colorful guide on unlawful behavior. Let's see. Assault, intimidate, or threaten a flight attendant. Good to know. Ignore a flight attendant. Got it. Assault, intimidate, or threaten a passenger, or cause damage to the aircraft? Oh man, good thing I didn't get into a tiff with my seatmate on Air India. I was originally going to continue mocking the safety card, talking about the gender selected for the example, but frankly, given how passengers have been acting due to coronavirus restrictions, perhaps we all need a card like this. The safety video also really emphasizes the brace position. Like, a lot.
Bracing position by your crew. The command will be heads down, stay down. Heads down, stay down. Heads down, stay down.
Why did they have to say it 3 times? In the pouring thunderstorms, we took off. Flying time to the Maldives was an hour 10 at 36,000 feet. As soon as the crew was able to stand, they leapt into action for the meal. Orders had been taken on the ground, and there were 4 options. I went with the chicken biryani. It was warm but not piping hot, and it was quite delicious but not spicy hot at all, quite different from the meal on my prior flight. There was no accompanying beverage service, only water. The garlic bread was solid, and the creme brulee was more creme than brulee, but still quite good. I had a last cup of that delicious Sri Lankan tea before the tray was cleared. I wanted to recline the seat to show what it's like, but the moment trays were cleared, we began our descent into Malé. So let's instead talk entertainment. Like KLM, the moving map can be controlled by touch, and it's pretty neat. Also, like KLM, sometimes the interface would bug out, and on this flight, it would sometimes display a white screen that needed to be reset. I wanted to see what the movies were, but the answer is none were available. Again, I'm assuming this is due to the short flight. But there is a hodgepodge of TV shows. We touched down in Malé in the dark, and taxied to a remote stand. We were all smooshed into a single bus, but immigration was quick and painless. My hand baggage was scanned for anything naughty, and I received my checked luggage quickly. I headed into Malé for the night, before my speedboat to Fulidu the next morning, which you can check out in the video linked up here on the right. So, business class on SriLankan's A330. Yes, it's overkill for a 1-hour flight, and no, it likely wasn't worth an extra $100 to upgrade. But it confirmed my very high opinion of SriLankan, and I would absolutely fly them long haul again. In fact, I'd put them much higher than Western carriers like British Airways or Lufthansa. I'm also flummoxed on how SriLankan can be so good while Air India can be so bad. They are both government-run airlines. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click that button and subscribe for many more flight reviews. I'll see you on the next one.